Hello, how are you? New video. I'm gonna do something I've never done before. And the goal for this video, my main goal, even though I'm doing this, is to get the people that click on this video, watch some of it and leave, and get you guys to stay. No hard feelings. I appreciate you clicking. You're raising the numbies. But dude, there's cool shit. So let's get into it. So gotta start with an explanation. We have stock headers, okay? Stock headers that if you take just the bottom piece off of the driver's side, fits in an FC. Perfect, okay? Really won't be able to bolt it back on, but that's something we can work on. The passenger side. Yikes. The passenger side has stock headers, but I had to cut the end of them off. I had to cut the flange, this guy, and this guy. I cut quite a bit of it off. And the cool thing about LS manifolds is they are cast steel, so you can weld to them. So let me get that off, and we're going to figure out how we got to cut it to make this guy go from the top of the car to at least past the subframe. So we're gonna try that. All right, so the whole reason we're doing this is because these headers to purchase for this LS swap is about $700 to $800. And even if I wanted to hike up and spend the money for them, they are currently out of stock. So couldn't even get them if I wanted to. So my neighbor told me that these guys were like cast steel. So I had the remainder of like the exhaust with the O2 sensors. So I was like, let's just try to see if it works. And if it doesn't, we could just get some eBay shorties and it should work. But it didn't hurt to try, and we learned something new here. So just want to give that explanation.
Compliments of the chef.
All right, we got our headers off, and we got the headers in our, you know, rigamaroo. So you see the angle of this guy here, a little aggressive, a little much. So we're gonna go from the point here, and we're gonna try to draw an angle to where it's like this. Catch the end of like the flow where it's all starting to come the same size, trying to have it all be at least straight right there. So I can put a 90 off of that and then start coming down and under and into the subframe, you know what I mean? Something I thought was cool. So I took the old flange guy, right? I had to cut it to split it off. So I put this on the headers here, and I'm gonna use this to be able to mark my straight line across the whole thing. And this will kind of give me an idea of what it'll look like, you know? Get behind it to have the better view there. So you see we're going to be taking about that much off of this to where we could do a straight 90. And another main reason as to why these headers are having trouble fitting is, so obviously it bolts to the engine right here. If they were to come down, like come out and this piece be more in the line with like the rest of the log, you know, like this is like the log here. If it didn't kick out, it wouldn't be a problem. But the fact that it kicks out, I have to cut this to make it where it's straight with the log. You know what I'm saying?
Compliments of the chef.
So it actually fit. It fit very well. So I drew some lines on there. That's what I was doing. And that is how our header is going to look. Let me hold it from this side. Like that. Right, so we got the welder ready, set up. Got our little test piece, see what settings we're gonna need to get this onto here. So we're gonna put you up on the trapeze and see how this goes, huh? Getting better with the shots, huh? So, mocked up. And hopefully we'll be able to make this weld pretty much as easy as possible. So let's go for it.
it's not often that we have major successes here, but that was a major success.
Headers are on, bolted. That's about the clearance we have to the firewall, which is perfect. It's just tacked on. I will like weld everything together and make it look good and make sure it's pressurized and stuff, but everything fits and it looks very nice.
Looks very nice. It's impartial because there's other things that look way better, but I'm saving myself so much money by doing this. So, very nice. I'm gonna take that off, set it up on the bench so I can weld it tomorrow, because it's getting late tonight. Obviously worked today. I didn't put this on because I thought it looked cool. So we are going to come back tomorrow. Back. Got the dogs in here. Dogs in here. And we got this header
Welded and installed.
sick. Now we have the other side. We just need to cut the flange off of this and basically just make it a little bit longer with this piece, and we should be solid for headers. So I'm gonna get to cutting and show you the progress when we're done. Okay, so it's the next day. It took a long time to cut the flanges off and all that stuff. It gave me a huge headache, but I finally got it done.
So we got the headers on here and they go all the way down to the bottom. I don't know how well you can see that, but we got an exhaust pipe just right down at the back of there. Right there.
So we have both of our exhaust pipes, or headers, going past the subframe so we can make the rest of our exhaust connect to that. Huge progress.
I got my hydro line reattached. Kind of swings like that. Comes all the way down here. And goes all the way back there.
Yeah, so we got the hydro line in. Looks nice. Inside of the car is super dusty. But for now, we're gonna talk about this shifter here. So first of all, look at this box, dude. Look how nice this looks. Got a little snipe with the shifter on there. I already opened this all up, so we got this crazy shit in here. Look at that. Got the instructions. So I was like reading these, and I was like, oh shit, we gotta take this whole boy off here. Oh man. But I could see that pin from inside the car, so it's not gonna be that hard. But I have to like hammer it out, so that's a little bit of a bitch. And then this foam smells like Jordans. I don't know, it smells nice. But then look at all this stuff in here. Look at like the packaging for the hardware, a little stickers for the shift knob, a little mounting plate guy. This is why we're taking off that pin right here, because this is what it looks like in the car right now. It's like a little this guy. We're taking that whole thing off and putting this on there. That'll make sense in a second. Some more hardware for the bracket that I realized didn't come with it, but I already have one, so thank God. We have our nice shifter. Look at this boy. So this sits in the car like so. Very nice, very nice. I like it a lot. So there's a YouTube video from the company showing how to do it. So I'm gonna go inside, watch how to get this pin out so I don't take longer than necessary. And then we're gonna come in here and put this shifter in, dude. So catch you here back in a second and we'll throw this boy in. So also, there isn't a video on how to install this, so I think I'm gonna make this its own video. So get one last good little look at this thing. If you like the shifter, this is what it is. GK Tech is good shit. I just think it might have been somebody's first day or something, but yeah. Even this. So install this. It's saying install the bracket. Like, yeah, dude. So I'm gonna find something else to move on to, and then when I figure that out, you will know. All right, so we got our fuel pump here. That's what we are gonna do next. I have the lines figured out underneath here. Got the bottom of the fuel cell, all that good jazz. Lines. We're gonna run this fuel pump about right here, so the line can be like this. You get the vision, and then the return will go to right there. So I need to mount this guy up here and mark some holes and probably cut off this bracket because that's in the way. Okay, I don't know how bright it is down here, but we got the fuel cell. We have a 10 AN to 8 AN reducer, 8 AN fuel line that adapts to a push lock fitting. Then I have a hose clamped onto here, bow to the fuel pump, and then we'll have this run to, this is like the same size as 6 AN stuff, so it'll be a barb fitting, and then up to the intakes, or up to the fuel rail will be 6 AN, and then we'll have the return come off of this guy and run right here. So fuel pump's looking good, dude. All right, so we have our old slave cylinder with this line on here. This line is going to be like the same kind of fitting as the one that's on the stock Z-Trans. So we're going to take this guy off and see how much extra we have, because this one's definitely way too long. Or we're going to see if it could work. So I'm going to take this off real quick and see the length. Look who wants to be under the car. I'm getting clutch fluid all over the fucking place. So it seems like it runs across there. Alright, so the next little random thing we're going to slide onto is the throttle cable. I kind of boomed mine up a little bit. It's a little damaged right there, so, and it doesn't fit. So we're going to remove this guy so we can measure how long we need our throttle cable to be, because this cable has to be a certain length, and then this black part has to be a certain length, because so it can slide. Like this bolt part has to be basically like right here. So we need to know like the cable distance from around this to right here, and then the black part distance from here to the end where the pedal goes. So let's try to bust this thing off. When I looked in there the first time, it's a little boo-boo. So let's see if I can turn a light on and show you. Back with another beautiful day. Some regular clothes, you know. But we got a couple little random things. So we got a coolant line. We got FD radiator here. So both the hoses are the correct size for the lower inlets and shit, but the uppers are a little lower. So I got the upper hose from an FD on this side. Just envision, right? It's close against this. I'm gonna cut that where that line is, so I'm gonna cut this straight. I'm gonna get a metal pipe the same diameter of that, so coolant can flow through that in like a solid tube. That'll go across here, and then this will sit up like this, and then we'll have a 90 into that. So basically, we'll just have a giant one of these in front of the radiator. So bam. So that'll be our lower coolant hose, and then we have this top guy right here. These inlets, or these holes, whatever you want to call them, are too big, but if you see, that kind of fits like exactly what I need. So I just need a little bit, a smaller diameter of this, but this length with like this universal hose should work. So then boom, that's coolant stuff. But if I have this hose, I really don't want to have a fill thing here, so we're just going to use the factory one. But I took this thing, this overflow bleed, and filled it with RTV, because my last engine had a inline coolant fill, so it could be the highest point, but we're going to change all that stuff up. So I got to take this, drill out all the RTV and stuff, and reinstall that boy. So we're going to do that real quick. Dad gave this to me. It's a grinder wheel here and a wire wheel here. So we're gonna take this and just clean the ends of these threads off, oh so gently. Bam, nice and clean. Alright, and then that hole right there is where this guy is. It's aluminum, so you don't want to go too crazy. But now we have our little bleeder, our little overflow thing. We got our cap right here still. Michimoto boy. Bam. Now we'll be able to have our little overflow somewhere in this area right here. So that should be nice. And then our little thinger. We're probably going to end up deleting this guy because my belt is just going to go around these things. I technically could just have, like, I don't know. Just trying to make the belt simple. So we got that figured out, that cool and stuff. We're just going to try to find a pipe or something. I kind of want to look into, it might sound stupid, but I don't understand why people don't use PVC pipe. Because PVC pipe is obviously for like home. Okay, so header's done. Both sides, fuel pumps on, got a clutch line on, got a bunch of shit done. So we're kind of gonna transition into sanding stuff because it's mostly that time and I just need to spend ass loads more money on stuff. But it's all nice. I'm gonna take the drive shaft sometime this week or next week to get extended. But dude, it's still so much work, and hopefully I can have you help me sand. But that's gonna be all for right now because I'm tired. I'm gonna make this look sick. So goodbye.
Compliments of the chef.